What's up, guys? We're back with another video today. And guys, UFC 317 just took place, man. And wow, what about that main event, guys? I mean, I don't want to get into it that much, but Topuria catch the body tonight, bro. He catch the body. He murdered our boy Charles Oliveira. I'm just gonna say it like that, bro. Why does he have to do that to our boy Charles Oliveira? Why, bro? Oh, that was heartbreaking. But honestly, I was low-key expecting it. I'll get more into it when we get there. But, you know, this card actually was a really good card, honestly. Apart from Charles Oliveira dying, you know, that was probably the stinker of this card. This card was genuinely really good. Like, prelims were really, really good, honestly. A lot of finishes. I think the prelims were like 5 and 7 when it came to finishes or something like that. Like, the majority of them were finishes. I think there was like maybe one, there were 2 decisions. I do remember it was Jonathan Diaz and Tracy Cortez. They were decisions, but apart from that, the rest were finishes. And I will be giving my recap for this whole card, guys, starting with the prelims and then ending with the main card, right? So without further ado and just wasting more time, let's get right into it. Alright, starting off with the first fight on this card, we have Jonathan Diaz versus Emil Heels. I got this one right. Helvin is like tough as shit, I'll give you what. He's pretty tough, actually. He took so much damage from Jonathan Diaz in like that first round and even the second round that like it's crazy to me. But Jonathan Diaz got tired by the end of the third round, and Hills was able to catch up by that third round and at least win one round, you know. But he definitely didn't win this fight. I think the judges got it right. Decent performance from Jonathan Diaz, I would say. Nothing too crazy. I mean, he did get a little bit gas out, but he was pouring like a lot of like strikes. Like, look at that. 122 strikes out of 182 strikes attempted. Like, that's pretty crazy for heavyweights, you know. So, fair play to Jonathan Diaz, you know. He looked pretty decent, I would say. Alright, next up we have Nickel Price versus Jacob Smith. For some reason, I don't know why, Joe Rogan was like glazing like Nickel Price so much, saying, oh, look at this, Jacob Smith's gassing out. Nickel Price is catching up to him, man. I mean, listen, they were both gassed out. Like, Jacob Smith was gassed out, do not get me wrong. But to say that Nickel Price was making a crazy comeback is like, no, that's just not true. He was landing, don't get me wrong, he was landing when Jacob Smith was gassing out by the end of that third round. But what happens when he gets like too sloppy? Boom, Jacob Smith drops him. Like, come on now, I don't understand. The glazing for, like, why? Who is Nickel Price? I'm sorry, I don't care. The only thing I really can remember from Nickel Price was him getting knocked out by Robbie Lawler, an old version of Robbie Lawler, which was also his retirement. So that's the only reason why I know him. But yeah, man, I mean, Jacob Smith looked pretty good, I would say, actually. He dropped him in the first like 20 or 30 seconds in that first round, and then he dropped him again. And then the second he was able to submit him, I was pretty surprised about that, because I've always thought of Jacob Smith mainly as a striker, but he actually submitted Nickel Price. And you know, listen, what I just said about Nickel Price is still true, but he's a veteran, I would say. I mean, he's been in the UFC for a while now, I would say. Nothing like too crazy, like I think he's been there for like 7 years or something. I don't 100% know. Please let me know, guys. But the fact he submitted him was pretty impressive, I would say. So fair play to Jacob Smith, man. He needs to work on his cardio, and honestly, I think he should move down to welterweight. He looked so tiny compared to Nickel Price, and again, Nickel Price doesn't seem to be like the largest of like these welterweights. Like, I feel like Jacob Smith needs to move down to lightweight, in my opinion. All right, next up we have Terrence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borchev. Yeah, this went pretty much exactly how I thought it was gonna go. The only thing I thought was that Terrence McKinney was going to knock him out. No, he submits him in the first round. I feel bad for Borchev, man. Poor Borchev, bro. This guy's been done so dirty. His record is also like 8-6, so he's pretty trash. I can't feel bad at him at the same time because he's pretty shit. I mean, 8-6 is not a good record to have, especially in the UFC. I think he might get cut after this. I bet you this was his last like attempt to prove himself, and he fucked up. So yeah, he's probably getting sent to the GFL. No, not even the GFL, like the PFL at this point, bro. You're probably getting sent there. But Terrence McKinney looks pretty good, actually. I mean, I like the fact that he's submitting guys more now, because like that proves to me that he's like working on other aspects of his game. He's not just trying to be a knockout artist, because like when people, he will either try to knock someone out or he'll get knocked out. So I feel like now, especially in his last couple fights, he's been trying to work on his grappling so he doesn't have to deal with the fact he could get knocked out. I don't know, maybe that's just me just rambling on, I don't know, but good performance. I mean, I think Terrence McKinney is allergic to like fighting in like rounds 2 and 3, because he never has fought in those rounds, I'm pretty sure. Alright, next up we have Vivan Roviev versus Tracy Cortez. Good performance, I'd say, from Tracy Cortez, I would say. A little bit tough in that first round, but then as the rounds kept going, she got better and better. And that third round, she dominated, I would say. Not much you can really say. I mean, Tracy Cortez, you know, she's good, I would say, but I don't think she's championship, but she could be. You never know. You never know. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like Tracy Cortez, she could be a champion, but I don't really see it. But who knows? I could be wrong. But again, good performance. Alright, next up we have Emil versus Jose Miguel Diggo. Crazy knockout in like the first 30 seconds, bro. Bro, I'm actually so pissed off because I actually missed this one. I was literally like doing something else outside of the TV when I was watching this with my dad. I come back, boom, finish happens. I'm like, are you bullshitting me? And I'm pissed off because I should have gone with Jose Miguel because I was very tempted to go with him. I picked Emil to win this. I fucked up on that part. Jose Miguel knocked him out in like the first 30 seconds. Crazy. And it was a knee as well, bro. Oh, he was really good, bro. And he says he wants to fight Noche. I would say do it, bro. Why not? You know, it's not that far away. You know, that's probably like September. That's like a 3-month turnaround. Not that bad, I'd say. Why not, bro? But yeah, good debut for him, honestly. That was a great win to have and a great knockout. All right, now to finish off the prelim headliner, we have Gregory Rodriguez versus Jack Hermansson. Listen, man, I kind of find crazy how the fact that Gregory Rodriguez, if he gets touched a little bit, pause, major pause, holy shit, no diddy. If he just gets punched just a tiny bit, even if it's like the softest punch ever, his face just completely explodes and it's all cut up. Like, it's like he has possibly the worst facial damage. Like, he might have it worse than Nate Diaz, because at least Nate Diaz, he can take a couple punches before it then gets all cut up. Gregory Rodriguez, if you just take a jab to him, his whole face just gets cut. But yeah, man, I mean, the way this fight went was like Jack Hermansson was just popping out the jab, you know, trying to do the head movement, like do all that stuff. And Gregory Rodriguez was just throwing in hooks and body shots. And then eventually Gregory Rodriguez, with that dangerous power he has, was able to flatline KO Jack Hermansson and follows it up with another shot when he was dead at that point. I listen, that's not his fault. I mean, you know, he's supposed to fight even when the referee's not even there to stop it. I blame that on Herb Dean. I do think that was a pretty late stoppage because the dude was out by that point. Jack was already dead at that point, and that was just an unnecessary follow-up shot. But again, I don't blame Gregory Rodriguez. That's his job to finish the fight. Herb Dean was just way too far away. Bro was on the other side of the octagon when that happened, and it took him like 10 seconds to get to the other side of the octagon. Regardless, great performance from Gregory Rodriguez. And to do that against Jack Hermansson, because Jack Hermansson, he doesn't really get knocked out that much. I mean, the last knockout I can remember he had was against Roman Dolidze. That was, I think, the last person to knock out Jack Hermansson, which in fairness, it's Roman Dolidze. I mean, like, he's not like the craziest knockout artist, but I mean, the fact that you get knocked out by Roman Dolidze is kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm not that too surprised, but at the same time, I am, because I remember his last fight, bro, he took so much damage against Joe Pyfer, and Joe Pyfer has crazy knockout power. So, I mean, I was surprised, though. Regardless, great performance from Gregory Rodriguez. Alright, now starting off with the main card, guys. We have Payne Taba versus Felipe Lima. Bro, I'm kind of glad I got this one wrong, honestly, because, man, Payne Taba really surprised me. He really did, bro. I genuinely did not expect him to improve this much against Felipe Lima. I thought Felipe Lima was going to take Payne Taba down and submit him in the first round. That's what I thought, and I thought that's what many people thought as well. But no. Payne Taba actually stuffs most of the takedowns, and he gets control time, actually. He's able to, not really take him down, but he's able to control him. And Felipe Lima's like, he's stuck. He's shocked. He's like, what the fuck is just going on? How is this dude actually, like, stopping me? It's crazy, bro. I did not think Payne Taba was actually going to do this, but I mean, hell, bro, he actually looked so good. Genuinely, that is, like, an amazing performance. After how he looked in his last fight, compared to now, it's unbelievable. All right, next up, we have Beneil Dariush versus Renato Moicano. Renato Moicano could afford to lose this fight, man. Fuck, it hurts, honestly, bro. I'm a Renato Moicano fan, bro, but, man, this one was tough. I'm not gonna lie. This one was low-key really tough to watch. I thought Renato Moicano was going to do good. In fairness, bro, he was able to drop Beneil Dariush in that first round. I mean, Beneil Dariush was winning that round, don't get me wrong, but we'll ignore that. Renato Moicano dropped him. He won that first round. Second round, Beneil Dariush takes him down, like, immediately and controls him the entire round. Tires out Renato Moicano's hands and body. He just gasses out, and they're both gassed out by the third. Beneil Dariush is just able to land more because he's just more fresher compared to the two. I sound like DC right now, Jesus Christ. But you get the point. Beneil Dariush was more like fresh in that third round, and he was able to win the fight, man. It sucks because I'm a Renato Moicano fan, but man, you gotta give it to Beneil Dariush, man. The crafty old veteran, man. The old man, even though he's like 36 years old. He just looks old, bro. I don't know why he has gray hair already. He's not even like, he's in his late 30s, but he's not like you don't get gray hair when you're in their late 30s. Am I wrong on that? Maybe I'm wrong on that, but whatever. Good job on Beneil Dariush, actually. He looked good, I would say. He genuinely looked pretty good. I don't know who you give him at the moment. Maybe, I don't know, maybe someone lower in the rankings. Maybe a Grant Dawson, someone like that. I don't 100% know. I'll think about it later when I upload my video tomorrow, but good job, man. Like, he really looked pretty good. All right, next up, we have the featured bout, Brandon Royval versus Joshua Van, bro. Joshua Van, bro. Joshua Van, I mean, what did I tell you all? What did I tell you all? Joshua Van is the real deal, bro. This dude is 23 years old, and he just fought 3 weeks ago, and he beat the #1 contender. And arguably, this was an unbelievable fight right here. Unbelievable. Credit to Brandon Royval. I don't want to just, like, glaze Joshua Van this entire, like, vid. Like, bro, give Brandon Royval his flowers, because he put up an amazing fight as well. This is easily fight of the year for me. As of right now, this is fight of the year, and I don't think there'll be a fight better than this, bro. Joshua Van looked amazing, and Brandon Royval looked really good as well. Like, I'm so glad, bro. But Joshua Van, first round, Joshua Van wins. Brandon Royval lands more strikes, but the strikes that Joshua Van lands, he lands more consistently, and they hit much harder. You can tell when Royval hits Joshua Van, it doesn't hurt. When Van hits Royval, on the other hand, there's a different story, and that's how it was. Royval was just, like, popping out more jabs. It was quality versus quantity, really. Royval was throwing the quantity shots, whereas Joshua Van was throwing the quality shots, bro. In the third round, they were throwing, bro. Bro, these motherfuckers were, like, scrapping. Like, these flyweights scrap so much. This is, like flyweights, bro. They genuinely scrap so badly. And Joshua Van, in that third round, bro, he drops Royval, and the crowd literally erupts into roars, bro. It's unbelievable, bro. Amazing fight. One of the best I've seen in a long time, actually. I think this is definitely up there for me. I love this fight. I loved it. And Joshua Van obviously winning, you know, that's obviously amazing. He calls out Pantoja. Let's be real. We all knew who's going to win. Man, I mean, props to Joshua Van, bro. And props to Brandon Royval, man. Again, Brandon Royval, he took this fight when he didn't need to. He could have probably pulled out or something like this and not have to fight Joshua Van. But no, he said, fuck it. I'm going to fight the most dangerous up-and-coming prospect. Give him credit where credit's due, man. He took the risk. All right, now for the co-main event, guys, we have Alexandre Pantoja versus Kai Kara-France. Kai Kara-France, he's shit. That's what I gotta say, bro. When a fighter gets taken down in like the first like 30 seconds and you get controlled the entire round and you have no answers, you get grapple fucked. That's what I'm calling it. If you can't do anything for an entire round and you get taken down like immediately, you get grapple fucked. And that's what happened. Pantoja took him down that first round, grapple fucked him. Okay, I gotta stop saying that. I don't want to get demonetized. I don't even think I get demonetized. Do you get demonetized when you don't make money on this channel? I don't even know, guys. Like, let me know actually. But no, Pantoja, he grappled him the entirety of that first round, dominated him. Second round, Kai Kara-France does a little bit better, but still Pantoja wins. He gassed out a little bit low-key. He kind of looked gassed. I mean, I don't understand. How do you get gassed out at flyweight? Even, like, and Pantoja wasn't even, like, throwing a crazy pace. This was not a high-paced fight. It was not at all. I'm telling you, bro. Joshua Van beats Pantoja. I don't care, bro. Joshua Van beats Pantoja. That might be a hot take. I don't know. I don't care. Pantoja, your time has come, buddy. There's no way out of it. Van is going to cook you. I don't care, bro. Van literally cooks Pantoja. But regardless, Pantoja, he looked good, though. He submitted Kai Kara-France in that third round after getting a takedown on him in the same position he did in the first round. Almost got a submission at, like, the end of the first round as well, but this time he actually gets the rear naked choke and submits him. Then afterwards, when he gets the bell, Joe Rogan's like, hey, we got Van actually right up in the front row seats, which is honestly badass. I mean, Van just, like, casually, after going through a war, definitely taking, like, a couple years of his life away and deciding, you know what, I'm going to come back and I'm going to sit in the front row seats to watch the championship. That's just aura, actually. There's no other way to say it. That is literally aura. And Pantoja, he then aura farms as well. It's like, all right, bring him up here, bro. Bring him up here. And then they do a face-off, bro. Oh, my God. It's perfect. Perfect way to build up this fight, bro. UFC were actually so smart. They did this for Topuria and Pantoja as well. I mean, they did really good with the face-offs. I hope they keep doing this for, like, the future fights, because I feel like they've been doing that. I mean, they did that with Amanda and Kayla Harrison. They did that with Pantoja and Van, and now they're doing it with Ilia and Patty Pimlet. I'll get into that in a bit, but still, good job for Pantoja. He looked pretty good, I'd say. He dominated Kai Kara-France. I have no clue what you do with Kai Kara-France, bro. He looked terrible. He really did. I don't know what you do with him, genuinely. All right, now we are on the main event, guys. Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. Ilia Topuria catch the body. There's no other way to say it, bro. He fucking murdered Charles Oliveira, bro. Why does he have to do this, bro? I want to be a fan of Ilia Topuria, bro. I want to, but he has to murder all of my favorite fighters. Volkanovski, Max Holloway, and now Charles Oliveira, bro. Why does he have to do this? Why can't he go and fight Islam? Actually, no. There's a reason now. We now know why. That Islam, not me, we all know why Islam moved up. We all know. He would have absolutely gotten cooked. Low-key, bro, Islam couldn't do this to Charles Oliveira, whereas Ilia could. I'm just saying. And Islam has decent power. I mean, that's just all I'm saying. But, I mean, Charles said what he was going to do. He said he was going to pressure Ilia Topuria, and it was not going to change. The moment I heard that, I was like, yeah, he's cooked. He's absolutely cooked. I thought he would at least look decent, bro. I thought he would. I thought, okay. I saw him when he was doing a takedown. When he was going to try and attempt to take down Ilia Topuria, I was like, okay, here we go. This is what I want to see. Doesn't happen. Doesn't even get the takedown. Ilia stuffs it, which is actually a really good sight, because then we can look at that to see how he'll do if Islam were to try and take him down. That's a very good actual point. He stuffs it. They start to scrap, and then he murders Charles Oliveira. He literally does. He catches the body. He's literally the Grim Reaper. There is no other way to describe Ilia Topuria besides that, bro. He actually just murders people, and it's... Why does it have to be Charles Oliveira, bro? Why did he have to... The worst part, bro, he was literally celebrating this yesterday, celebrating his win, and he was literally telling Charles Oliveira, I'm sorry it has to be you, bro. I'm so sorry. Why does he have to do this, bro? He's so much fucking aura farming, and then he grabs, like, his second belt that he had when he was at featherweight, holds it up as now he's technically a double champion. Oh, my God, it's so bad. And... Then, don't even get me started on this. Joe Rogan talks to Ilia Topuria about the next contenders, and Ilia Topuria is talking about Armin, you know, because he broke his back or something. He made a joke about that, and then Patty Pimlet, he was going at Patty Pimlet, bro. And then Joe Rogan's like, all right, let's bring Patty Pimlet up. And meanwhile, we just ignore Armin Tsarukyan. I don't even know if they're gonna give him that. UFC, listen to me. You cannot. I don't care. You cannot, under any circumstance, give Patty Pimlet a title shot. I'm sorry. You can't get a title shot after being Michael Chandler. Listen, Charles did get a title shot. I know he did. And listen, I would understand why they would do that, because for one, that's a big build-up. Both of those are big names. Patty Pimlet and Ilia Topuria genuinely have a real beef. There is a storyline to that. But no. Let's get through Ilia Topuria versus Armin Tsarukyan first, and then we can do Ilia Topuria versus Patty Pimlet. Then we can do that. Armin first, Patty next. And Patty Pimlet, you can fight Charles Oliveira while we wait, honestly. That's probably your best bet then. The fuck, bro? Why does he have to be our favorite fighters, bro? This, honestly, I'm not as gut-wrenched as when he knocked out Volk and Max Holloway, because I think we all knew this was going to happen, bro. I don't think though we knew that he was going to flatline murder him. That's basically what happened, bro. He murdered Charles Oliveira. Why? But guys, that is me giving my full card predictions for UFC 317, Ilia Topuria versus Charles Oliveira. What a great card, honestly. If I had to give this a rating of a 1 out of 10, I'd probably give this like maybe a 8.5. Really good card. Genuinely really good. I don't understand the hate that this card got. I really don't. Yes, it didn't have that many big names when it came to the prelims, but they were great fights, man. Great fights. And as far as how many predictions I got 8 out of my 11 predictions correct. And not that bad, honestly. There were a couple I got wrong, like Payne Taba, Hanata Moicano. You know, I got some of them wrong. But overall, I did pretty good on this card, you know. This card was genuinely really good. It was something to watch, man. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace!